This is what I'm doing right now. Like I said, I'm going to tell you how I done it, show you how I done it. And that's the only way anybody will ever know. I got some Windex there, just poured that in there. What I've done is I got a chamois, that's just a chamois you wash your car with. And I learned this from Gene Winfield actually. He showed me to use a chamois, and I just took it one step further and I used my Windex. He uses soapy water, I use Windex. I like how the Windex dissipates. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy the price of it. It's not $85 and you dump it on the ground. It's whatever it is, $3, $4, whatever it is. And you can buy yourself some pre-wash, and that's what I use. And I would never expect a big collision shop to do what I'm doing. I'm talking, these are people that are building cars for themselves, you know. They have the time. That's what I'm talking to. I'm not talking to collision shops, you know. I don't have no idea what collision shops do. I don't do collision, you know. I wouldn't know how to fix it, but it's not my forte. That's for sure. But this is the cheapest way that I can build a car the way I do it. It's the cheapest way that I've found how to do it. And the fastest way. You know, it's the fastest and cheapest way that I know of. You can see different spots here. I've taken this here. I sanded it down with 400. I guide coated it, then I sanded it down 400. Then I took this 3-in-1. This is a lacquer primer. I didn't coat it all on there, but anything that I thought should have some primer on, like a little piece of body filler right there, a little piece right there, I just give it a little tiny brush. Any bare metal, I just give it a little shot. I'm not interested in doing anything with it. I'm not trying to sand it and make it look like anything. I'm not trying to do anything other than cover up anything that's bare, like bare metal, a little bit of body fill, that sort of stuff. I'm not looking to do any body work with it. So I'm at the end, and that's why I'm using it, at the end. As you can see, as I wipe this down, there are 2 little tiny black spots right there. And that tells you what they are. They're pinholes. They're pinholes. I'm not going to worry about it on this coat of paint, because this is not going to be the last coat that it gets. It's going to get another coat of paint up there, so it's going to be a different color up there, so I'm not really worried about it. I'll be able to sand that down, and I'll be able to get them picks. But that's what I'm doing. I washed it down. You can see I put a little bit of primer on that, just a little enough to make sure things are covered. And I wash everything down with Windex. And the reason I wash it with a chamois, it would be just like washing your car. It pulls the dirt off it, you know. It pulls the dirt off it. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to pull the dirt out of the pores of the primer. That's all I'm trying to do. You know, I'm trying to make it as clean as possible. I have not blown the shop down to clean the paint room. I have not done all that. I'm not doing that. These tanks and all this stuff, we're going to get another coat. I'm going to use a urethane on this. A urethane is a single stage, and that's what I'm going to use. And I'm going to go from there. So I've got a couple gas pump tops that I'm going to paint. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I just stuck them in there. I didn't even sand those. I just one coat them. Now I've got this thing here done. You can tell I had a couple of black spots on this piece. And all I did is took a little one step and covered them over. Nothing to it. And I didn't go crazy. Just enough to get some on there. So that's what I've done. I've washed them down with Windex and chamois. That's all I've done. So I'm going to put these aside for now. Take them out. And I'll put some paint in, and I'm going to paint these things. I'm going to paint them. I have got, this is what I've got. I've got single stage paint, Nason's. I always use Nason because Napa know-how, that's the cheapest paint that they got. It's a urethane, single stage. I use the reducer, and I use the clear hardener. I like using the clear hardener because it just makes it nicer, I think. You know what I mean? It just does a nicer job. Got my brand new gun, just pulled it out of the box today. $19, I think this one was. And I'm gonna spray it with a small gun because I don't want all the air. I don't want all that air, if you know what I'm saying. So I'm just gonna spray it with a small gun. It's brand new. And that's what I want to use. So I'll just pull the cover off here. I am going to filter this. I do not want, you know, let's face it, I do not want dirt, but I get dirt. Sure I do. I'm only human, if you know what I'm saying. Like, let's face it here. Let's face it here. There's going to be a bunch of more different colors that we put on this bike, and you're going to have to wait just like I do. You're going to have to wait just like I do. Put that on there. And we'll go in there and spray a little bit of paint, but Jolene's not going to stand there as I'm painting because it's just not reasonable. But as I go in there and I spray that, I'll spray a coat on and I will try to make it wet, you know. I won't try to cover everything, I'll just make it wet. And as I do that, I will not put another coat on it till it's dry. Till it's dry. Why would I go in and coat it when it's wet? I'm going to go in there and paint it once. I'm going to put a nice shine on it. I'm not going to try to cover everything, just a coat of paint on it. I'm going to come over here and sit down and talk to Jolene. I'm not going to put another coat on it until it's dry. I don't care if it takes 15 minutes or if it takes 2 hours. I'm going to let that coat dry, and I'm going to touch it. I'm going to touch it somewhere it doesn't matter, if you know what I'm saying. I can touch it on the paint, on the gas, on the tape on the gas tank where I put that little where the wires are, or I can touch underneath of something to test where it paint. And always touch with your backside. You can tell when it's dry, and that's when I wouldn't put another coat of paint on it. Simple as that. Here we go. I'll actually leave this down. I haven't even hooked this gun up yet, so we'll see. We got a couple other projects in the garage too. That's why Jolene's having a hard time filming me, because she has to go around a couple things. I'm going to turn the fan on, make some noise. As I do this, I always spray the gun. See what's going on there. Put a nice little fan going on there, like that. As I do this, what I like to do. I like to mow it down with the gun. And I like to touch it with my hand to see if there's any dirt on it. You don't know if there's any dirt on it until you touch it. So I like to touch it. See how these feel. It just don't matter. Y'all put the mask on. I'm going to paint this stuff, let Jolene go out,